Hey everyone, Kurt with RC Digging 2401. Well, I've got the Liebherr 580 front end loader, and it's a great front end loader. It's just I really don't care for the smoke generator. I think it's kind of weak, and the smoke wafers out of the exhaust, and it's not proportional. And so what I did is I purchased a new smoke generator and a speed controller off AliExpress so that I could have my smoke generator slaved to my throttle channel, which is channel 2. And I thought maybe if you wanted to do this with your 580, or if you've got a different piece of equipment that you want to put a smoke generator in and have it be proportional, hopefully this video will help you out. I'll go to show you some of the components, well, two of the main components. It's the smoke generator and the speed control. The first thing is just a little tiny speed control. You can see it's a 10 amp. It's for 3S, actually 1 to 3S. Very small, very simple. Then the next one is the smoke generator unit itself. It comes with the electric motor. This little control board, I couldn't get that to work, so I just clipped the wires, threw it away, and that's why I've gone with this little 10 amp ESC. The other components to the smoke unit, of course, is the reservoir to hold the fluid, the oil, and let's see, we've got the different fittings that thread into this aluminum case, and of course the flex line right here. The next thing that I'd like to tell you about is taking the components off your 580. I'm not going to go into any detail, obviously I've already done it, but it's pretty simple. You got 4 mounting screws for the top plate that has the pump and motor, and then you have your screws for the plate that's got your plug. It's helpful to take the engine compartment hood off, and there's 4 screws for that. The receiver is a FlySky FS SR12, and you can see that it's really thin, and so because of that they're able to shove it right down here, right down there between the back side of the servos and this fiberglass case. So it fits nice and snug. When you take a look at your receiver, you'll see that channels 1 through 10 are filled, and then 11 will be filled, 12 will be empty, and 12 is where I plug in the little ESC. And so just to show you the configuration that I've got, the power output plugs are marked with numbers that correspond with the channel. So you can see this one's channel 3, and this red and black wire was channel 8. I had to cut that number 8 white band off of the plug so I could get this red female plug plugged into it. This plug obviously is your power line, your power supply, and keep in mind this is just roughed in. It looks pretty ugly, but I just did it with pieces that I had. But it comes into your ESC right here, and this red and black feeds the smoker. Sorry, I'm doing this one-handed. Feeds the smoker unit and the motor. And I just did a real quick solder job right here, just to test everything, see if it works, and it does. So I'm going to put this on pause, and I'll dress everything up, make it look nice and neat, and get everything put back together. All right, before I do, I'll give you a quick demonstration of how this smoke unit works in comparison to the one that's in your 580, and also how it works proportionally. Okay, I've had it going for just a few minutes just to heat up that coil that's inside the aluminum box. And so you can see, well, it works pretty good. And then in reverse, all right, I'm pretty happy with that. I think it's going to be scale, and it'll certainly look a lot better than what was in it from the factory. Here's the final configuration. So you can see the smoke unit right there, the fan and electric motor is right here, and this clear tube is the one that feeds the exhaust. The blue tube is just plugged off, and I think I mentioned it before, but I made this little pigtail here just to give myself a little bit more room to plug the battery in and put the battery where I want it to be. One of the other things that I added was this little on-off button for the smoke generator and the electric motor. And it's kind of nice because, you know, you may be inside and you don't want to run the smoke all the time. And instead of going into your settings, into the mix and shutting it off there, I can just come in and push this button and it shuts it off. So that's pretty handy. To get power to go to the, excuse me, to the smoke generator and the electric motor, initially you have to go into your settings, over to general menu, and then to mixes. And I have mine on mix 8. And you turn it off, turn the status off, and then turn it back on. And you probably can't hear it, but the little fan just kicked on. So we will see it here very soon. Okay, there it's starting to waver a little bit. I think that's cool. In fact, that's a crap load of smoke. That's in high gear. In low gear, it's not as good, but it's still proportional. And so going back to the settings, I've got normal at -100, reverse at 100, and the offset is kind of important because I've got this set at -40%, and if you have it at 0, it's not going to work. You got to bump it up to 40% just to get that fan to start to run. And then when you throw a throttle into it, then you're getting even more heat, more speed on the fan, and it just works a heck of a lot better. And so with it just in an idle, it's smoking. Then we'll go back into high speed. Oh yeah. That looks great. So one of the other things that I wanted to show you is I did some research on which oil smokes the best. And I didn't intend on buying organic. This came off Amazon. But I was told flaxseed oil that is cold pressed and unrefined smokes at the lowest temperature and smokes the most. So that's what I got, and this is organic. I don't care. It works pretty good. And yeah, you know, you got a 12-ounce bottle. It'll last for a long time. So anyway, I hope you found this video helpful, and I appreciate you watching.